Trojan Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got to talk about the transfer portal and the NIL because this thing officially just got real. And what I want to talk about is this. It's an article that came out from the Athletic, and really, I kind of already knew this because I've been hearing stories. I got friends, that have sons that play college football. Of course, you guys know my son's playing ball on a lower level in a Division II school, but multiple friends, kids play football on in Division I level. And I have another son. I have two sons. My other son, his friends, he's older. His friends play college football, some at Alabama and then some at other places. And I kind of understood how this thing works. But when you look at this article and when you really see what this thing is really opening us up to, it's incredible because we were getting ready to see exactly what NIL really is. For some who really just thought that USCJ was up here really just kind of selling wolf tickets and talking about it's not recruiting anymore, it's more so just NIL. Listen, man, I give you guys real nuggets and really try to present the information to you and try to tell you what this thing is really all about. Now, these are some coaches that they're anonymous. You won't know their identity, and they agreed to do this. Several different coaches, several different players, several different staffers agreed to do this with the Athletic, but their identity was kept very secret and very low key. So no issues were happening. But let's get into this article, man, because we get ready to see something that like I said, I've known this, but it's incredible. But this is how NIL works. The title of the article is this: Inside. This was from the Athletic, and shout out to the Athletic, man. They really put this thing together. But inside how college football transfer portal works, coaches, players, and agents dish on NIL. And so this is what it's talking about: the transfer portal and NIL. You really can't separate the two. This is why so many of us, we see guys like it doesn't make, because it never made any sense. Let me say this before I get into it. Just the other day, I brought you guys information about the Texas guy who left Texas. Why would you leave a good situation and then you're supposed to visit Michigan and USC, but then you leave to go to and you commit to Illinois? Guys are like bouncing around left and right, and now this is really giving a real clear understanding as to why these guys are bouncing around. So here it is right here. This is just an example. The main way it works is this. Well, let me get into this first part. College football has two transfer portal windows at the end of the regular season in December and late April. But for all involved, portal preparation is a year-round conversation. Watch this. Even if contact between schools and players is not permitted unless those players are in the portal. They're going by this: assistant coach 1 and assistant coach 2, because you guys know they're anonymous. But here it is. The main way it works is staff, especially at the highest levels, have a whole crew of people that just watch film all day of other college teams. The same way you used to watch high school film. They watch college games and keep a broad stock with potential portal players, even though none of these players are in the portal. You guys, I told you guys this, that these guys are being contacted before they are even in the portal. Even though none of these players are in the portal, they watch them and they find ways to let those people know that if you happen to go into the portal, you'll have to come home. You have a home with us. You guys remember that just the other day, Nick Saban slipped up. You guys remember we talked about this? He slipped up with the cornerback that was from was he from what school? Was Toledo? Big time cornerback, got drafted, and Nick Saban said we tried to get him, but he wasn't in the portal. He would never come out. You guys remember that? But everybody just kind of just blew by that, really didn't pay no attention, and we're not hearing anything else about it. But they just turned a blind eye to it. But the same Nick Saban that was going up there to go and cry to Congress about things need to be changed, you're doing something that's illegal, which is, hey, it is what it is. I'm like, my thing is with this, I know that everybody's doing it. So I don't even have no issue with it. But this is what I'm just talking about. This is how it is right now. This is what we're dealing with in college football. This is the landscape of college football for those who are not really aware. And so it says this, and so that's the way he said. He said, even though none of these players are in the portal, they watch film all day. Now, I will say this. You guys remember I told you guys, and this was an idea that I thought about a long time ago. I felt like that USC needs to have a staff just for the transfer portal. They need to have guys that just focus on that, because this is what it is. So many guys, over 2,000, 3,000 guys are entering the transfer portal. Look, man, we have to keep up with all this. We need to have a whole recruiting department. It needs to be called, we have a recruiting department, but then we need to have a separate department that says the transfer portal recruiting department, specifically for that, because that's a whole nother entity within itself that I think is just incredible to keep up with. And so here's assistant coach number 2. That's his name. He said they'll start evaluating the tape ongoing through the season. And so they basically, I mean, we can have a top player the way it is right now. And this is why it's the Wild Wild West. We can have a top player right now. We don't know if they're watching during the season. They're possibly watching one of our players right now while they're on the field. We don't even know that, and contact somebody from their high school. Here it is right here. Assistant coach 2. They'll start evaluating the tape ongoing through the season, and start in October or November. Contact gets made to the high school coach, player's family, or maybe the player on your roster knows the kid or played with him. Here's player number 1. This is his confession right here. This is what he has to say. He says, I didn't hear directly from coaches from other schools during the season, but I did hear through the grapevine that coaches would be interested in me if I did enter the portal, because this coach from school X knew a teammate of mine because they were from the same area, and told them to tell me that they were interested in me. A lot of people from certain teams had followed me on Twitter and other social medias, kinds of lay the groundwork if I were to enter the portal. At least that's how I took it. So look, man, this is what we're dealing with when we're talking about the transfer portal, NIL. Everybody wonders why certain guys leave. At the end of the day, it's open season. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get poached, man, because nobody, it's just open season right now. It's the Wild Wild West. Until some type of sanctions, until some type of rules get in place, listen, it is absolutely straight up go time for whoever, man. Here's General Manager 1. He goes by this name. He says you can follow a kid on Instagram. You can like his stuff. You can know if he's liking your stuff back, that he likes you. Or if you follow him on Twitter and he follows you back, the kid is not dumb. That's happening for a reason. Back a few years ago, when people weren't tampering as much, that's the way you did it. Hey, he followed me back. This could happen. Then sometimes the kid will just DM you and tell you they're going in. Listen, this is this is what we're dealing with, man. So look, man, you guys drop those comments, man. You guys can tell me what you think. Like I said, man, this transfer portal thing, NIL thing, it is what it is. My thing is, at the end of the day, it's no rules right now. So I can't hate on anybody, and I'm not going to hate on anybody. My thing is, we just got to step up to the plate and do the things that we need to as it relates to that, because everybody else is pretty much essentially doing the same thing. You guys drop those comments, man. That's all I got for you today. But you guys drop those comments. You guys can tell me what you think. I'm calling this transfer portal madness right now because it's crazy, man. And it's coming from every which way, every angle. So look, man, until later on, listen, you guys tell me what you think, man. Drop those comments. You guys already know where you can find me. It's going to be USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. I'm out of here, man. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Don't forget, make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Until later on, fight on, fight on, fight on.